Hello, this is Senator Steve Conway speaking to you from a snowy Olympia and addressing those of you in the 29th District about our session this year. There are two major issues in our session for us. One is creating jobs, and secondly, solving our budget crisis in this state. Keep in mind, we have a $2 billion deficit this year. We solved only 1/4 of that deficit during our special session, and we'll need to cut approximately $1.5 billion from our state budget in the coming short session. During the special session, we heard from many of the constituents of our district about the devastating impact of these cuts on health care, on services to the poor, on education, on higher education. This is why this session, unlike last year, is looking at revenue packages to help protect these essential services. The governor has proposed a half-penny increase in our sales taxes to address this deficit. Keep in mind that it would take a 2/3 vote in Olympia for this to happen. It is very likely that this will be sent as a referendum to the voters rather than action in the legislature. There are many other revenue proposals also being looked at in Olympia this year. This includes a capital gains tax. This includes some changes in our B&O tax structure. This includes, of course, the closure of tax loopholes. We will be looking at all revenue options, but be prepared in the spring to look at some kind of a package coming to you from the legislature to address this budget deficit. I am Vice Chair of the House Commerce and Labor Committee. We have very many interesting proposals before the committee this year, including a proposal that was developed in Seattle dealing with paid sick leave. Personally, I am working on two issues dealing with our state purchasing policy. The first is to ensure the use of American manufactured goods in our transportation projects in the state. The second is to look at sweat-free purchasing policy so that we are not purchasing garments that are made in sweatshops in third world countries. I'm also Vice Chair of the Healthcare Committee. In the Healthcare Committee, we are passing implementing legislation to implement the Affordable Health Care Act. This is major health care reform for our country, which is long overdue. I'm also working with the Insurance Commissioner on a bill to address the huge surpluses that insurance companies have amassed in these bad times and not used to help lower the cost of health care premiums for consumers. This will be this issue will be before the Healthcare Committee next week. I also serve on Ways and Means Committee, and in the Ways and Means Committee, a bill has emerged which will reform the state raffle we did for veterans last year. This raffle raised nearly $400,000 for this important Veterans Innovation Program, but we can do better, and we will be making reforms in that raffle program to help our veterans in this state. I've also signed on as sponsor of a Washington State Bank. It seems to me that we need to explore all avenues for increasing investment in our state, and a state bank may be the vehicle to achieve that. As I indicated in my opening statement, jobs are on the mind of all legislators, and we have two important proposals addressing the jobs issue. The first is investments again in our infrastructure and our transportation system in this state. A second proposal would use state bonding authority also to create jobs. But more on both of these jobs proposals in our next message. Both of them are in the development stage. So the budget and jobs are our major concern in this legislative session. We always like to hear from you. We will be having town hall meetings in the district on January 28th and February 18th. The locations are on the screen. So please stay in contact with us. Signing off from Olympia, Senator Steve Conway.